White Chalk Design Live, episode 26. I was pretty excited this week to sit down and chat with Paula Joye. I have been following her lifestyle website, social media, Instagram for years and years. She has influenced me and it was really great to sit with her and talk about style, travel, and you'll never believe who she would love to have over as a dinner party guest. Enjoy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing down there?
Well, as I just said, I said it's like we're living our very own little Handmaid's Tale down here. We're kind of just, covered. We're lining up to go to the supermarket, and you guys are just free and easy pretty much.
Well, it's sort of unreal that you're still in this. It's just horrific for every single Victorian, and I just feel for all of you. You're still living this. It's just crazy. So sending love to everyone in Victoria.
Thank you. And thank you for saying yes. And as I said at the start of this, you could be anywhere. You could be out for dinner. You could be having dinner with friends, catching up and just kind of getting about. So I really appreciate you sitting down with us for half an hour or so and having a chat.
Of course.
Because we're not going anywhere. Now, I just want to say, do you recognise this little number?
I do.
Okay.
That's passing by.
I know. So when I first started following you like 7 or 8 years ago, so this is why I call you the original influencer, is because you put this on your Instagram and I was like, oh my God. And I went straight out and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get me one of these. So I thought I'd better wear it tonight as a little bit of an homage to the fact that the influencing influence.
You look fab. It's really slay. I really need to find that again. It's very
pull
good.
it out. I know. I think I've worn it to the races like every year. It's been here, on the hip. So it's been
I like your blazer too.
This is a very old, I think it's an old Saba from like 2002 or something. So
pretty.
And I'm wearing my nightie underneath. So underneath is the nightie and the tracksuits. Yes. So welcome. So thank you. So let's get started. So I'll just give like a little brief and then obviously, just jump in. We'll get some questions.
I have wine. You said I could bring wine.
I have Fireball.
Oh. What is Fireball?
It's cinnamon whiskey. I've started drinking hard liquor.
Wow. That's really impressive. I never knew what Fireball was. Does it taste like petrol?
No, but I feel like I could be in Peaky Blinders. I could just kind of do that and then put it down and then go, I'm a Peaky Blinder, and then just pick it up again. But I don't know, it's 1 little inch a week is quite nice. So
sounds good to me.
So cheers. Okay, so you started your career in you started in law. You started studying law way back when. So I'm going right back to the start. And then obviously jumped out of that. Did you finish your law degree before you decided to do?
No, I wanted to be a lawyer and I got to Sydney uni and just went, oops, that was a mistake. So I worked out pretty much after I left school and I was really passionate about being a lawyer when I was young. I wanted to be the first woman High Court Judge of Australia, which is so ridiculous when I think about it now because so many women would have gotten there before me. But I loved the idea of helping people, and also LA Law was on TV. I loved Corbin Burnson and Harry Hamlin, like the suits of the older days. Anyway, I thought I think I want to be a journalist. I think I love fashion, I love words, I'm not sure which. I'm just going to knock on every door and see if one opens, and the door of Vogue opened and they needed a work experience girl, and I was Johnny or Josephine on the spot. And then their girl Friday left 2 weeks later and I got the job. And then I went back and did business at uni at night time, but pretty much I started working from that moment on. So pretty much from when I left school.
Wow. And did you stay at Vogue for long? Is that where you...
Was at Vogue for did a year and a half. I was the girl Friday. So I was making coffees, sweeping the floor. Back then we used to make a magazine with finished art. So I spent a large part of my day printing paper and waxing it into a book. They paid me $12,500 a year.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Nice.
which was but I was so happy I would have done
the
anything.
intern wage.
I would have done anything. I was so excited, and I learned from amazing people, and it gave me my real bug for magazines.
Yeah, right. Well, you've had a career that spanned, over 20 years in both old marketing or advertising, as in paper content, let's say for magazines, and all the way through now to digital content. So you were the editor of Cleo, Madison, Shop Till You Drop, Cosmopolitan as well at some point, to name a few. So you've been very influential, obviously, in the magazine world, and then now is obviously digital content and marketing collaborations and influencers and you've jumped into a very successful site and creating content for your website, The Joy. So have you found that it's been just a progressive leap from paper to digital, or is it like, how do you jump from one to the other, or is it just that it's just timing and longevity in the industry?
I'll try and answer that in parts.
That was big.
I had the most incredible training in traditional media, incredible training. The thing that has been the most fantastic has been the ongoing conversation that I've had with Australian women since I was 18 years old. And that has been the biggest privilege, and it's also given me the greatest insight, because I have been talking to women about what women want, what women need, what women think, my whole career. So that's the same, and that's been the greatest gift. And I think probably age and experience has taught me that is what is the best thing that I've been able to take with me from the traditional world, where I learned so much, and not just creating a magazine, but corporately speaking, I worked with some of Australia's most incredible. I mean, Kerry Packer was one of the world's greats, and what a privilege to work for him. Magazines were really big business. I mean, they still are big business, and you're dealing with very large budgets, very large staff, dealing with corporates all around the world, and it's incredible training for a creative. Because you're still getting to be creative, but you're learning business at the same time. So I've taken all that with me, and I guess what I say about digital now is that I know what I don't know, and that's a good place to be.
Well, that's it. So that's the thing. Like, because do you think it's difficult now for all of the young kids, like they're getting online, they're straight onto Instagram, they're like, I can be a model, I can be an influencer, I can be famous, like there's so much competition out there that it's now just become just a normal thing. So to be an influencer or to be online and have a voice, which is what you do, because you're fashion and lifestyle, like, you're talking to a whole broad range of women about a whole bunch of different things, but is it hard to remain authentic to your brand when people would be throwing things at you to promote?
Sure, because you've got to turn the lights on and pay the school fees and do all of that, of course. But my reputation is my currency, and I have worked really, really hard to get the trust. I have the most incredible group of women and some fab men that are they're so trusting, they've been so loyal, and ultimately really kind, and I take that very, very seriously. So there have been plenty of instances where I've turned down jobs and turned down really good money because it just wasn't something that I would do.
Well, I would say that I trust, without wanting to sound like I'm some crazy, fangirl. I agree with what you've done then, because I trust what you say and the things that I do read, and it's kind of almost a bit embarrassing, but the Basique denim jacket that you wore years ago, I mean, seriously, I was like, oh my God, that jacket, it's so soft, and the denim, and that if she's buying it and it looks so good, I shall get one, so I ordered that online as well. But there's been those things where I've known that, you've said it was a quality piece, you've said you'll wear it for years, you've said that you can wear it with a chilled skirt or a pair of cutoffs, and I'm like, well, you can. So your currency is working because you have got faith with the people that are following you, and we're listening to what you're saying. And so kudos to you, because that's where you need to be. And
thank you, because I feel like if you're turning up, if you're taking time out of your day to stop by my space, my platforms, whatever, it's my job to be entertaining, to be authentic, to inspire you, make you laugh, help you buy something. That's my job. You're not coming to me for it to just be about me. So I guess that's another principle that I've taken with me from traditional media. We used to say, should we give the customer more of what they want or less?
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, you're doing it. Well, I love it. So have you got any tips for anyone that's starting out and they're wanting to do, branded content and they're wanting to set up or do digital advertising? Is there just a couple of quick tips that you could say to the younger followers who might be studying marketing and PR right at this minute?
Do you mean to start a business or to become an influencer?
Well, I think maybe not necessarily an influencer, but maybe to start a business, or I guess I could couple in and be two, two for one. But how do they get their, what are the tips to sort of give them that jumping off point? How do they set themselves apart from everybody else that's posting on Reels and TikToks and
Sure. I think you don't have to be on every platform. I think that is my number one tip to any business or any personal brand. It is not necessary for you to be on everything. Choose what's most appropriate for your demographic, for the business that you're in, and just become really good at that. And just understand what Instagram is, how it lives, how it breathes, how you can use it. Then you've got to find what you're good at. Are you good at talking on video, or are you terrible at it? Are you great at taking a picture? Can you do a funny reel? Are you really good at transitions? Work out what then you're good at, and then just start trying it out. The biggest problem with social media is people get scared. And it can be intimidating. It can be intimidating, and by its very nature, it is set up to make you feel, oh, have I had these views? Have I had these likes? By its very nature, it's that. So that can be hard, and you've just got to not look over the backyard fence, and you've just got to keep going straight ahead. It's 200 followers, 1,000 followers, 20 followers. That's a lot. You've just got to not look at the number, and you've just got to be more focused on the end game, the long game.
Yeah,
and just have fun with it. Have fun with it, really.
I think that's the main thing. If you are having a bit of fun with it and you're not taking it so stringently, then people are going to resonate with that, and they're going to see that it's the true self, rather than, as you said, if you're not good on camera, don't do videos. Do something else. Do a montage. Do a whole bunch of different things that you're comfortable with, and then that's being authentic to you, and then people will follow.
1,000%.
Okay, so do you ever get nervous, like when you're on the red carpet at the Logies, or when you're, crossing over to, I don't know, an American, reporter, and they're doing the Grammys or the awards over there? When you're standing on that carpet, do you ever get a little bit flustered, or are you pretty cool the whole time?
Of course you get nervous, but in an adrenaline way. No, if you don't get nervous doing tonight, you would expect to be nervous. I hope you were nervous. I hope you were, and I should be too, because we've got people. You've got your audience tuning in, and you want to give them something. So you're not being good at your job if you're not nervous when you're doing something public. That's how I see it. So of course, I mean, I don't really get starstruck ever. So that's always been helpful. But it's also hard work. You're so in the zone and present. Like a red carpet for the Logies starts at 3:00 in the afternoon, that you're on the carpet. So, you're getting up and into makeup and everything, and getting the crew, and then you're jostling. You're in a pit. You're not a star. You're working. You're in the trenches, even though you're on camera. So you're there, and my job is to wrangle everybody. So that's my job. You've got to get every single person, got to find out what they're wearing. And really, by the end of it, all you want is your Ugg boots and a massive burger.
Yeah, and just to sit in that hotel room going, that's done for another year. But you're right, the adrenaline would just kick in, and you'd be so busy just trying to grab everyone and talk to them, as you said. There's probably that first couple of minutes of going, okay, it's showtime, and then you're on, and then just the natural would take over.
And I always say to people, you can't be scared if you're in the present. Fear sits behind you and in front of you. So if you can make yourself be present, then you won't be scared.
Yeah, agreed. Well said. Okay, so let's talk about interiors. So have you got...
Look at my... It's so bland. I've got my piano behind me. It's so boring.
I know.
I should have put something far more...
I'm the same. Like, here we are, kind of, you know, style, interiors, fashion. I'm sitting in my daughter's room surrounded by fabrics, sewing machines, overlockers, and dog hair, because it's the quietest room in the house. And it's kind of like, you know, the builder that can't build and the plumber with the leaky tap. But anyway, so have you got a certain style that you normally gravitate to? What's your most favorite aesthetic if you were to build your dream home?
It'd be a cross between probably French, classic French, and American. Not Hamptons, but it's sort of more American, more Adirondack kind of, a little bit more Connecticut, a little bit, a bit more American sport, I call it.
Yeah.
But I'm a collector. So my design sensibility comes from collections and getting things over time. I love a vignette.
Yes.
When I'm putting a house together, I like little moments in rooms.
And they tell a story as well, don't they? So that they're part of the travel or part of the history or part of even ancestry, I guess. You can mix it all together so that it's got its own little story. So do you have certain rooms where you've got your vignettes? Like, do you change them? Is there anything that we can see?
I'm going to grab something for you here if I can get it. I collect American flags. So I grew up in America.
Where did you grow up? Was it in Boston?
I'm going to show you this. I'm going to get it because it's cute. These, you see this?
Yeah.
How cool are these?
Oh, wow.
So these are like milk jugs from a Paris market, like 18th century milk jugs. And then they had all these little vintage flags that were made into cushions on them. And so I went and I got a suitcase and I brought them home because I do collect all types of American flags. My piano seat, in fact, is also upholstered in one.
Wow. But that's such a quirky way of displaying them as well. So, I mean, for people that are watching that are obviously interested in interiors, you've got your cushions. You don't necessarily need to just put them on a sofa, on a chair, on a bed. You shove them in a milk jug.
It's really cool. And I have it there. There's a pair of them. And then they're sitting on a mirrored box. And then there's all stacked American flags on top of that.
Fantastic.
So that's a vignette. That's what I would call a vignette. And also my top hat lives there.
I've seen that top hat. That's definitely that's a winner as well.
Yeah.
So did you recently just move as well? Like, did you do a renovation or in the last few years? Yeah. So how many houses have you had and renovated?
Gosh, I probably renovated probably 4 houses. I've renovated, not all ones that I've an apartment, and I did a holiday thing, and 2 homes. That's enough.
Do you have a favorite interior designer or a designer that you kind of are influenced by at all?
Yes. I mean, I have a good friend, Kirsten Bookalil, who's Static Studios, and I love her aesthetic. I love Steve Cordoni. I love his aesthetic. I love Kelly Weltzer. I just love her. I love India Hicks. Anything she does, I love India Hicks. I'm a bit bohemian too, actually, in terms of my design. And I love everything Ralph Lauren too.
Yeah. So you've kind of got the classic with the India Hicks Bahamas, then the Kelly Wearstler was all the geometric and the limestones and all the marbles, and she's got a pretty powerful design aesthetic as well. It's a good blend.
I like Hollywood Regency. Yeah, I like that Hollywood Regency vibe too. So which is kind of like a glamorous.
It's glamorous, it's mirrored, it's a little bit of acrylic, perspex and stuff like that, just for people who aren't quite aware of it. It's quite an opulent, but it's also kind of pared back as well. Like, it's not over fancy, it's lots of velvets and patterns and
gold bamboo, you know. And like, I always have a bar in my house. Always. I collect bars. Old bars.
Oh, nice.
So I love a bar, and I love displaying things. I have these fabulous gold bamboo glasses from Palm Springs that I just love.
Oh, how nice. So when you're traveling, you're, let's say, if you're traveling in Paris or you're overseas, are you looking or influenced mainly by the fashion that you see, or are you looking and influenced by the interiors that you see? Would you think that they just kind of go hand in hand?
Honestly, I'm probably influenced more by books and art and music, and probably for interiors, more direct interiors, I think, than fashion. I think I do compartmentalize them, and I think, there are places where you just walk into and you just say, I want my whole life to be this. I want to change everything and just be this. But I get a lot from music and a lot from art books and paintings and things like that.
Do you think that you're born with style, or do you think that you can manifest your own style over time?
Both. Both. I think it's innate. I think it definitely is innate, because I think that there is a certain part of your brain that, depending on where your aesthetic is, but you're either very organized and that kind of just, it's a way that your brain sees things spatially, I think, in regard to interior style, which is innate, but and the way you see your body when it comes to fashion, whether you can dress your body shape. But you can definitely learn it. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think part of being a woman, I was reading recently that a woman is at her most beautiful and confident between 31 and 35. And I thought, okay, I don't know if I completely agree with that, because I think in your 30s, you're pregnant, you're still trying to figure out maybe your career, you're still trying to figure out who you are potentially. Do you think that women start to come into their own in their late 40s, early 50s, and that's where we get our confidence and maybe even change direction with our style and start to focus on ourselves again?
I think over 40 is the best, for sure. I really do. I think that in your 30s you still have an ego, and I think that when you hit 40, you're just starting to lose all of that, and that's when you really come into your best space, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I think we kind of get our voices back a little bit, like we've been raising children and either trying to run businesses and work and do the whole thing. And then I know my friends, because I'm 52, most of my friends are in their 50s.
Are you?
52.
52?
Although I think I'm going to just stay 52, because 2020's just sucked.
Amazing. Look at you.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got the ISO hair, and anyway. But thank you. Yeah,
you don't ISO hair. You look like a Disney princess.
Do you reckon?
You too. You're so glowy.
Could be the ring light. But I think we've sort of all just decided this is who we are. You know what? Like it, lump it, whatever. I've got a really good, close group of girlfriends, and you lose friends along the way because you kind of, you outgrow each other or whatever it is. And then you end up with your tight group. But I feel like we're all just coming into our own again, for the next sort of 10, 15 years. It's our time to shine again.
Yes.
And I think that's the beauty of being a woman in this day and age, is that you can go and travel in your 50s, you can start businesses, you can reinvent yourself after marriages or divorces or whatever may become undone. So I think it's really empowering at the moment to be a woman and to be able to just get on and get out there and do whatever you want. Would you agree?
I think age is a mindset. It definitely is just a mindset. I don't think a woman should ever be defined by any number, dress size, scales, age.
Yeah.
No numbers.
I agree. I think it's good. So how do you find balance? Obviously you're very driven. You must have a really hectic day. Can you just kind of run through with us, just a regular day for you, how it starts, how it finishes, and how you find balance within that schedule?
I don't have any balance. Okay. I don't think balance is possible.
I think it's
try that, because that will help. And that helps everybody. And I also don't have a regular day, but I do have some non-negotiables in my day, which I always try to fit in. Exercise is one of them. I need it for my head, otherwise I would be in a straitjacket. I do. I love to have my cup of coffee with the crossword from the New York Times.
Okay.
That sounds really cerebral. Fancy. It isn't. I do the mini, and I do it every day just to wake my brain up. and not look at Instagram and not look at crappy news and not to go onto my emails. I do it so that how I'm waking my brain up is actually using it. And I found that I think it's also with an age thing. I just want to try and just keep my mind moving. Also the piano, that's something else I do in a day, practice. And then my day could be anything from I could be on a shoot, I could be nose to the grindstone and editing video, shooting video, uploading it myself. I could be with clients, I could be walking the dog, I could be at school, I could be, today I was potting a wisteria vine because it was going to die if I didn't, before a Zoom, before a this and a that. So my days are hectic and you just got to laugh at yourself.
Well, I think that having your own business enables you to A, overthink, B, overcrowd your scheduling of your diary, but also it allows you to have that flexibility to kind of pull back and say, right, I'm going for my run, I'm doing my cup of tea and my crossword or whatever it is, and I know what I have to do in my day, but I might do it at 4 a.m, I might do it at 4 p.m, as long as I kind of meet those deadlines. So it sounds like you have a great day. It sounds like there's a lot of variety, and I think that's the pluses of being in the position that you're in, is that you can kind of create and choose how you want to play it out. How do you think of what you're going to put onto your website? How do you think of the topics, and is it just what happens in the day and then you just kind of think that that's interesting to put on there? Or do you have a schedule for that? No.
You should though. You should. Well, you really should, though.
Content schedule, I thought.
No, you actually really should have a schedule. That is a great idea. Don't do what I do. I mean, you follow me. How inconsistent am I? Shocking.
But it's kind of always... Well, no, I'm just trying to think, because I guess you're right. There isn't like, oh, Monday she's doing that. You used to do, what I wore and all that stuff. And that was probably regular.
It was.
But I guess now when the stuff comes through, I kind of go, oh, there she is. Oh, that's cute. And I'll watch it, and I'll watch you do your running thing or do your music. And then maybe you're right. Then for a couple of days, there's nothing.
Where is she? I'm too inconsistent. It kind of works for me now because I think people have gotten used to me being inconsistent and they give me more of a hall pass. But I do think it's very important to have a schedule. It helps you, particularly when you're starting out, to say, on Monday I'm going to do this. On Wednesday, I'm going to do this. I think you can overpost. I really do, particularly on websites. Nobody's going to everything. So don't kill yourself. If you just did one blog post a week, that would be heaps. And the thing that I would say about website content is try and keep it evergreen. Unless you're in a news business, if you're in a lifestyle or a design or something like that, try and keep it evergreen content so that it can live forever and ever and ever. And you can rebadge it or repurpose it with a different heading, different images. So it's something that you do the work and you can just grow and it can morph. Don't steer clear of like stuff that is just of the second.
The current situations. Oh, here we go. We just got a quick question here from Happy and Glowing.
Hello,
do you have
Happy and Glowing?
I know, how cute is that?
Great handle.
Do you have a personal assistant, virtual assistant, or a social media manager?
No.
I would say
I do everything myself. I do everything myself. I have a manager. I have an actual manager who handles my collaborations, but all the posting and the content creation and everything like that I do myself.
Okay. So basically your manager would field off all of the inquiries for product, for collaborating with other marketable companies and stuff, trying to align you with other brands. So she's probably doing all of that. And then you're in the bathroom doing all this. So,
but I do it all, but I edit it all myself and I upload everything myself. I mean, I built my website. I'm in the middle of building another one at the moment, and I'm actually getting some help this time. So when I need help, I will get in a freelancer to help me, or a photographer or whatever. But I'm a real nerd. I like to know how everything works. I like to be able to do things myself. And And sometimes that's to my detriment.
It can be, can't it? Because you sort of are not allowing anybody else to come in and just kind of assist, and then you don't always get the break that you might need because you're running all parts and all facets of the business, which can be a little overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, even just editing your content, like that must take quite a while too. So that's, and choosing just, that's a lot of hours.
Yeah, it can be, particularly if you're a perfectionist, which I am.
Yeah.
I wish I was a little less, but I'm really into all of that. I'm really like learning. So I just like learning. So that's the lucky part of it.
That's good. Well, I think it's amazing.
Getting a few more wrinkles though from all the squinting. It's great.
Oh my God, I know. Well, what can you do? I mean, it's just showing how much we've been laughing. You know, like that's what that's all for.
Exactly.
Happy with that. So, okay, let's say we can jump on a plane tomorrow. We're out of here. You're in Sydney. You've got probably a lot more chance than we have. Where's your destination? Where's your must-go-to destination? Either in Australia, let's say firstly, or internationally. Where are you going to go?
Oh, that's so hard because I love Australia. I love so many places in Australia. Can I have one estate?
Sure. Go for it. We can work our way all the way around.
I mean, I love your all in Melbourne. I love that all from the Great Ocean Road down towards South Australia. It's just one of the greatest things I've ever done. I love Kangaroo Island.
Yes.
Fires. Kangaroo Island is incredible. Lord Howe Island, unbelievable. I love regional New South Wales. I've just been to Orange, which was amazing, and I've booked to go back there in January. In fact, decided to just recreate Tuscany because everyone in New South Wales is just beach.
Yeah,
everyone is on the beaches. You can't move. And I love everything up in the top end, and also like Ningaloo Reef and Margaret River. I mean, close your eyes and go like this, and you'll find somewhere good in Australia.
That's pretty much it. I think the only good thing to come out of this whole pandemic is that people are suddenly going to, well, not suddenly, but they're going to be a lot more exploring our own country rather than jumping on a plane, going to Europe, jumping on a plane, going to Hawaii, going to London, which is great. But I've spent more time probably overseas traveling than I have in my own country. So I'm so looking forward to just, as you say, just tracking to all the places that I've, never even really thought about going to. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. I think it's really, our country is phenomenal for just getting in a car and driving. That's what this country is made for.
I know. Yeah. And I've got a girlfriend, and she and I, a friend, and she and I are going to go and do all the bigs. We've decided to go and there's a big hay bale in Hamilton or something, so we're going to start there. We're going to the big hay bale, the big banana, the big pineapple, the big peanut.
You're really going to do a real full thing.
I know.
The big prawn, the big mosquito.
If it's big, we're going to go find it. We're going to climb it, and we're going to drink it, and we're going to eat it, whatever it's going to be, whatever it is. Good. And what about overseas? Where would you go? Where's your favourite country to visit when you're travelling west?
It's Paris or New York.
Yeah. It's hard to beat, isn't it?
I mean, I love America, all of America, because I spent so much time there as a child. But New York City and Paris are just pretty fabulous.
And they just never get old. I mean, you could be there 100 times and you can still find a new little boutique or a new little gallery or a new little bar, or stumble across a new street when you get lost. So it's just, the story just doesn't end for those cities, I think.
No,
it's just
totally. And Buenos Aires I love too, in Argentina. Oh, wow. Absolutely love it. Can't wait to go back there.
Yeah, that would be pretty exciting actually.
From a design point of view, it's incredible.
Yeah. Well, that's also the Parisian design as well, the doors and the locks and the handles and just the whole execution of the architecture and the history of the buildings. I mean, you could just wander around for days and just absorb all of that architectural history. It's so inspiring and it's just jaw-dropping. So it's just amazing. So I just got a couple more questions. If you were to sit down if you were to host a dinner party, I know people ask these questions probably of you all the time, dead or alive, who are the top 2 guests that you want to invite to your dinner party?
That's not enough.
Well, once again, you can make it a table of 12 and you can give me 11.
I want Marilyn Monroe there because I've just got so many questions to ask her.
Yes. That's mine too.
Want to look at her face. I would also like Carolyn Kennedy there.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of questions to ask her.
Yeah. We want to find out everything.
Yes, I would like Oprah. I would like Elvis. I would like Azaria Chamberlain. I've got a lot of questions for her as well.
Wow.
Love that little baby.
Oh my God. I don't think anyone's ever, do you think anyone's ever said that in the whole world?
Probably not. Probably
That's
not.
a good one though. I love it.
Right. Yeah, I just feel like she's that poor little child. She just deserves to have a normal experience. That sounded very weird, didn't it? Who else? I would love Oscar Wilde. I would love Tinkerbell.
God, I'm coming to this party. With the Palm Springs glasses,
Lots
the
of people.
fireball, the whole thing. Lindy didn't do it, her son did. Oh, there you go, KB Westaway. Well, who knows? We're never going to know. That's why we need
Dingo do it? I think a Dingo did it.
I don't know. It's all crazy. Anyway, okay. Well, what else do you want to chat about? Is there anything else that you wanted to say? Is there any new projects coming up that you wanted to kind of chat about, or anything?
I'm just looking forward to the world getting back to normal and being able to sort of all move freely again with hope and certainty. I really am looking forward to Melbourne being out of this terrible time. It's extraordinary what you've been put through.
It's
very hard.
We're sort of, it's because are you completely back to normal up there? Like you're allowed to just do everything?
Yes.
Restaurants,
I mean,
bars,
you can't have a wedding. You can't have more than 20 people at home, but the beaches are completely packed and I mean, we certainly, I would call it every liberty compared to you guys.
Yes. Yeah. Ours is just, I think we've become almost conditioned to it now a little bit. Like I started these lives in March, end of March, and that was at the start of lockdown, as I said, basically just to bring people in. Hey, we're all stuck at home. Let's just do a little virtual conversation and talk to influential people and, brighten up the day. But this is number 26, and it's like that is, and I realised last week after I was speaking to one of our guests, that's over 6 months. Like every Tuesday for over 6 months, I've chatted with someone about something, and it's like, holy crap! Like that's a long time for us not to be moving around. But I think in the next 3 weeks we're getting a little bit of, a little bit of change. So hopefully, but you know what? I just think stick with it. We don't want to come and have to lock down again because I think people just won't cope. We just can't.
He's not going to get back in, is he?
I hope not. I mean, I don't think he did the right thing. I'm not going to get into this. My kids are watching. They'll start attacking me when I come downstairs, but didn't handle it well. Now he's trying to fix it. So let's just get it fixed. Get rid of him. Let's just start again. So
we just want you all safe and we want you to have a good Christmas. That's basically, it. That's what I'm looking forward to, actually, Christmas. And just putting a dress on, even for a small group of people, and setting a table and having my family, and I'm looking forward to just that.
Yeah. Well, you set a very good table, I must admit. You put a lot of effort into it, and I think that just shows with everything that you're doing. Your style looks effortless, the way you put your meals together and just travel, just all of it. Like you're a really, really impressive woman, and I'm really pleased you said yes. So thank you.
Of course.
For coming in and joining me.
I'm all about chatting with new people, and congratulations on your platform and on your business, and 26 episodes is no mean feat, and it's fantastic. I love to see women achieving and living out their dreams and going for it. It's fantastic. And thank you for following me, and thank you for asking me.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure. Like, as I said, you were definitely in my mind, and I thought, and you kind of do, what if, and then you just have to just go for it. You put yourself out there, and what if you fail? Well, what if you don't? And that's the whole point. So
totally.
It's all about women kind of supporting women. So thank you. We've had a couple of questions or a couple of comments. So well done on the 26th episode. Yes. Kim has said it'll be a very special Christmas. Can you imagine New Year's Eve? New Year's Eve is going to be out there. Thank you so much to both of you. Super impressive, both of you. Oh, that's beautiful. So thank you. Okay, well, it's my daughter's 25th birthday today, so I'm going to head downstairs.
What's
I know.
her name?
Tallulah.
She is not. How fabulous. Tallulah. What a great name. Was she Tallulah from Maisie?
Tallulah from no, she was Tallulah from Bugsy Malone with Jodie Foster.
But
do you remember that movie?
Maisie books. She must have, because Tallulah was so cool.
I know, it was so cool. So she's the eldest.
Happy birthday, Tallulah. You're going to rule the world.
So she's down there. I know. I just can't believe I've got a 25-year-old. She's the eldest of 3, and yeah.
Well, you look unbelievable. I need all of what you've got going on.
You just need to walk around with the ring
lights, the sparkle. Here, I just really did not turn up.
No, you have turned up. You look good. I'm going to go and just take all this off now and be in my nightie and Ugg boots in about 30 seconds eating sushi. So it's all good. All right. So if no one else has anything else to say, I will wrap it up. But once again, thank you for just being so fabulous and saying yes. Really appreciate it.
Of course.
And enjoy, stay healthy and safe, and just keep providing us with all the amazing content, the inspiration, the style. And I'm loving your Spotify exercise tunes.
Good. Oh, good. Well, I did that for Melbourne, and I'm going to do a very special one when your lockdown ends. I'm going to bring back the lockdown playlist just for Victoria, a very big costume one when it ends, when you guys finally get out.
I think it's great. And I just love the fact that you just kind of get out there and do it. And you know what? Some people might be looking going, what's she doing? But you just look like you're having fun. Who cares?
I care.
Who cares? You look like you're having so much fun, and that's the fun part to watch. Yeah. So keep doing it.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you.
Well, enjoy your daughter's birthday. Lovely to meet you. And
you too. Thank you.
I'll speak to you again.
All right, I'll see you soon. Thanks, Paula.
Bye.
Okay, bye.